Welcome to Kevin at 7. Welcome to this special episode of Kevin at 7. This is what I call Thoughtful Thursday. And this is Elvis. Hello, boy. Everybody say hello to Elvis here. Hi, Elvis. Hello. Isn't he a majestic looking cat? Hi. Yeah, you're good. You're a good boy. We're going to talk today about living with your eyes closed. That's how I spent most of the first 30 years of my life, certainly the first 20 years of my life. Elvis and I have been outside all morning. This is where I do my morning meditation and breathing and sometimes my journaling. And he'll hang outside the whole time, but he won't ever come up to me until he's ready to go inside. So I guess he's ready to go inside. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kevin at 7. Thanks for giving a thumbs up. Just post where you are in the world today. Good morning, Robbie from Redmond. Welcome. Good to see all of you guys. As you come on, post where you're coming from. Francisco from Indio, California. Good morning. Good morning, Raw from Camp Pendleton on YouTube. Got folks joining me on YouTube and folks joining me on Facebook Live for this special episode of Kevin at 7. It's Thoughtful Thursday. And I want to talk about today living with our eyes closed. So when I was brought up with a very strong morality, a very strong value base that was taught to me. It was based in Christianity. It's religious based, based on the Bible. And so my personal faith is I am a Christian, and I believe the Bible is the word of God. So that's my personal faith. And so what we were taught is that if you didn't agree with us, and that when I say us, I'm not talking about if you didn't agree with Christians. If you didn't agree with our brand, our beliefs about being a Christian. I mean, like specifically, like if you didn't believe, about like how many times you should have church on Sunday, what you should wear, whether or not you could go to certain places or engage in certain activities that were never even mentioned in the Bible, but we just concluded that it was like right or wrong to do a certain thing or not do a certain thing. And if you didn't agree with me, then I couldn't be your friend, essentially. That was the basis of it. I certainly couldn't have a real relationship with you. I certainly couldn't marry somebody that didn't agree with me on everything. And, we kind of find that's a tough way to live. But here's how you make it easier. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes to everything that doesn't fit with your beliefs. Close your eyes with everything that doesn't fit with what you were taught. Close your eyes with anybody that disagrees with you. You just go like, not listening, not listening, not listening, not listening. Has anybody else experienced this in the way you were taught growing up? If you have, say that's me. I'm just curious. I want to know if you guys, because I'm not from Southern California. Southern California, it's much more, I'm going to say it used to be much more open-minded. It was way more open-minded, but so open-minded sometimes that their brains spilled out. And what I have seen in a shift that has happened over the last few years, and not in Southern California, but nationwide in our culture, is we have closed our eyes. And what we've closed our eyes to is things we don't agree with, we don't like, and we don't really pay attention to what's the truth. We just pay attention to what we feel. We pay attention to what we believe. And if what you believe doesn't mesh with what I believe, then you must be a bad person. And I was reading a book by Don Miguel Ruiz called The Four Agreements. Great book, by the way. If you've read this book, let me see some thumbs up. Who's read this book? By the way, welcome to those of you that are joining me on Facebook and YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, good morning. Thank you for posting. Good morning, Angela from Savannah, Georgia. Sarah from San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles. Dino from San Francisco. Good morning, Crystal from Lexington, Kentucky. So when I was brought up with my eyes closed to people that didn't agree with me, and if you didn't agree with me, we judged you. And it took me a lot of years to get over that and to become, get to where that I can still hold my convictions, and I hold my convictions with crystal clarity, and I hold them that there are some of my convictions that are in concrete. I mean, they are firm. They are, you would have seen me otherwise, but I will listen, and I will accept people's other beliefs, and I will look at them and I will say, okay, I disagree with that. But I'm not going to say, okay, because of that, you're a jerk. Because of that, because here's what I do. It's much easier to go like, well, then I'm just not going to talk to you because the way you believe doesn't mesh with the way I believe. The way you see reality doesn't mesh with the way I do. So your way must be wrong. And that's the way we're living in our culture today. Would you guys agree with this? This is Thoughtful Thursday. I just want you to think, and I want to think. So I'm spending time thinking about this stuff. It bothers me. It bothers me because of the rhetoric. It bothers me with what's happening in politics. I look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this really happening in the land of the free and the home of the brave, and a land where there used to be just a fundamental respect for one another? Love your neighbor as yourself. Well, now it's like, I'll love my neighbor as long as you agree with me, but if you don't agree with me, you're my enemy. And I'm a Christian, so I like what Jesus said. He says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, which doesn't mean like, God, please send that person to hell. That's not the kind of prayer he was talking about. It's like, care about people, whether you agree with them or not, whether you like them or not, whether they like you or not. You can still care about people, respect people, and treat each other that way. And I'm not, this is not a political conversation. This is a civilization conversation. So here's a book called The Four Agreements. And in this book is a quote from a guy named John Lennon. John Lennon. Some of you have heard of John Lennon, one of the original Beatles. When I was growing up, my parents were peers or contemporaries with John Lennon. And I will say in our house, John Lennon and the Beatles were not revered. They were the Antichrist in my world growing up. But he has a quote here from him. I don't know if it's from a song. I don't know. But it's a really powerful quote. It says, living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. It's easy. You're misunderstanding. You don't have a clue what's actually happening. You don't have a clue what's actually they believe or what they're thinking or who they are. But I don't like it and I don't like them. So therefore they're bad. And so I'm going to close my eyes. And what I see, I'm misunderstanding it. But if I close my eyes, it doesn't matter. But it's easy. Much easier. It's much easier to shout somebody down that disagrees with you and go like, that's because you're a loser, you're an idiot. And that is becoming a large part of our public discourse. It happens, and you see it in the media, but you see it also in social media. And it's unbelievable. Now here's the beauty of it is. It's a huge opportunity for you. It's a huge opportunity for you. That's the reality. You open your eyes and look at people. And you grow and you look at, It's a lot easier to live with your eyes shut, misunderstanding everything you see. But when your eyes are shut, you can pretend like you know everything. You got the answers. And everybody that disagrees with you doesn't have the answers. But when you open your eyes and you look at people, and you look at people that disagree with you, you look at people that you're like, I don't like that. Then what can you learn from that person? And how can you respect and care about that person? And you just opened up your world to a whole lot of opportunities for yourself. And I believe it'll save our culture. Because one of the things most of us don't do is most people don't study history. And I read history, and I read it. I don't read it a lot, but I study history, and I look at world civilizations. I look at great civilizations throughout history. And here's one of the things about great civilizations: they don't get invaded. That's not how they get destroyed. Great civilizations don't collapse because an outside invader comes in. They collapse from within. That's how they collapse. Great civilizations, we're talking about, you go back thousands of years throughout recorded history, great civilizations collapse from within, not from the outside. It's not some outside invader. It's inside. Now, there may be outside threats. I'm not saying there's not outside threats. There may not be outside factors. But what I'm saying is it is the internal, it's within a culture, within a civilization. It's how people relate in a culture. And cultures implode. Civilizations implode. That's how they disappear. That's how they die. That's how they fall apart. So open your eyes. Open your eyes and go like, how can I be a light, be an influence? The tree waving in the background is my cat. Can you guys see Elvis? I don't know if you can see him. No, there's on the other side. There's Elvis right there. You know, I love my cat. He never judges me. Don't judge people. Open your eyes. Try to understand. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. This is a really powerful principle. I think that was from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, wasn't it? Wasn't that from Stephen Covey's seven Habits of Highly Effective? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He said, seek first to understand and then to be understood. So just a thought for today. That's my thought for the day. If this is helpful for you guys, if this inspired you, it's kind of giving you something to think about, let me see some thumbs up, please. Give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. If this is, this video does not stay public on YouTube. It's just for those of you that join me live. Okay. Sarah, are you talking about this book right here, The 4 Agreements? By the way, guys, this book right here, The 4 Agreements, I very rarely do I like an audio book better than the real book, but the guy that narrated the audio version of this is so amazingly good. And this book is just, it's almost like it's better heard than read. You can read it a lot faster than you can listen to it, but I love the audiobook of this. So get the audiobook of The 4 Agreements. It's so cool. It's a great book. It's great. A lot of metaphor in it, a lot of parable in it, but it's really an awesome book. Just be thoughtful. Seek first to understand. Open your eyes. And then you can try to be understood. But talk to people. Talk to people and have discourse. Okay? Let's be the light and change the world. Have an awesome day, everybody. Play to win. Be a light. And always expect yes. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Freedom Friday. Next episode of Kevin at 7. Thanks, guys, for your thumbs up. Thanks for your hearts. I'm sending you my heart today. I care about you, and I want you to win. Bye, everybody.